Hello, everybody. Welcome to my life. I am just coming on to talk about student loans. To all of you who know that I am currently paying back $38,000 in student loan debt, I am here to talk to you about something that I wish I would have known when I was in school. Trying to get my nursing education. All I could think about was getting done nursing school and how wonderful it was going to be, and how I was going to be making all this money, and everything was going to be fine. So it didn't really matter how much I took out in student loans because it was going to all work out in the end. Now here I am, almost 5 years later, paying out back $38,000 in student loan debt. So what I have for you today is three things or three ways that you can pay for nursing school without taking out a student loan. And the first thing is that you can look for scholarships. Like before you take out a student loan, you need to have exhausted all of your Google research. I mean, if you cannot say that you have spent at least 100 clock hours searching for scholarships, then you shouldn't be taking out a student loan. Like you need to exhaust all of your benefits. And the reason why I say 100 clock hours is because most scholarships you need to write an essay for, right? So what you do is you go ahead and you sign up for a resume, or I mean a essay writing tutorial or class, or you get the help of a teacher, or someone who's just really good at writing essays, and you get them to write you a really good essay. I mean, you want them to write this essay so well because you're going to take this same essay, you're going to change the name of the school, you're going to change around a couple of the objectives to fit what the school wants. You're going to use this essay as your submission essay for your scholarships. But it needs to be a good one. I mean, it needs to be absolutely amazing. And then you submit that. You go, you do your research for your scholarships, you write down all the ones that you apply for, and you apply for everything. You apply for the ones that even say that you need to be this, even though you know you're not that. And you need to apply because someone who's not that may not have applied, and now they just have this money sitting out here, and you might get that scholarship. So you need to go and apply. I mean, you really need to exhaust all your benefits, and keep track of the websites that you've been on and who you applied to, and get a notebook and make sure that you just write everything. And I mean everything down on your notebook. The date that you submitted it, the date that you sent in the essay. You need to write down when the reward letters are going to be sent, when they're going to get back to you with the reward and all of that, so you can keep track of it. Make sure that you choose a good email. Make sure you're checking your spam folders. Make sure that you have this email attached to your phone so that if there's a response that comes back and you need to respond before a deadline, you get that email right then and there. That's the first thing that you need to do. Okay. All right. Let's move on to number two. The second thing that you can do is you can pay as you go. Like you can literally, just take one class at a time. You work a regular job, save up your coins, you pay for your class, you take your class. While you're taking that class, you work so that you're saving up the coin for the next class, right? And then books and all of that, don't worry about it. Go to Amazon, rent you a book. Find somebody that already took the class that is willing to sell you the book for cheap. cheaper than what the bookstore is selling it for. And you will find people, and here's how I know you'll find people. You'll find people because at the end of the semester, most people are trying to get rid of their books. And when they go to the bookstore, they're in for a rude awakening. When they go to the bookstore, that's when they figure out that the bookstore only want to get them $12.50 for a book that was $597. And now they're all looking around, all lost and sad because they done spent $597 on this book. But now here you go with your $100 that you done saved up, your earnest, hard-earned cold cash that you've saved up. And now they're looking, and you're like a ray of sunshine with this $100, and they need it because they all hungry, because they in college and they ain't ate a good meal, and God knows how long, and that $100 is looking really good to them right now. So then you give them the $100, you get the book that you need, you save yourself $400, and that's how you do that. So you don't have to take out the student loans, because see, that student loan debt, it's bigger than, it is so much bigger than just paying for classes. Like, that's just one aspect of it. The second aspect of it is how I'm going to pay for the book too. And that's why student loans make sense. That's why they make sense, because you get enough to pay for the class, you get enough to pay for the books, and then you get that leftover check. That's the part that feeds you and pay your cell phone bill. Put some gas in your car. And if you got kids, feed your kids. That's how you get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't do it. See all these people that's trying to get student loan debt relief? Don't do it. So here's the last way that you can really, really, really knock this thing out. Like, if you got enough skills that you get yourself a good job that is willing to pay for you to go back to school. And it normally goes like this. If you get anywhere between a 90 and a 100, or a 4.0 grade, then they pay 100%. If it's a 3.5, then they pay 80 or 90. And if it's 3.0, then they pay like 80 or 75 or something like that. 75% of your bill. So if you get a good job and they're willing to pay for you to go back to school, you take advantage of that. How it normally works, every company is different, but how it normally works is you pay out of pocket, you go to school. You bust your butt to get the good grade so that you can go back to your employer, show them your grades, and then that's when they will cut you a check based off of what your grade is. So if it's an A, you get a full reimbursement. If it's a B, then you get like 90 or 80. Every job is different. If it's a C, then you get like 70% back of whatever you pay for your tuition and your books. Most companies will pay you back for your books as well. And then you do that. So you take your reimbursement money, right? Take your reimbursement money. Don't spend it. Don't go out and get the latest iPhone watch or whatever people are wearing. Don't do that. Take the money and pay for the next semester's class, right? And then bust your butt again. Get reimbursement. The goal is to get 100% reimbursement. Get your 100% reimbursement for that class. Take that money. Here's your second reimbursement check now. Take that money, pay for class number 3. Bust your butt, get the reimbursement, pay for class number 4. Some companies will let you take 2 classes at a time that they will pay back. Some companies have like, you can only take like maybe 15 credit hours a year or 20 credit hours a year. You got to figure out what their thing is. You got to read the fine print, talk to your human resource person, and work this thing out. But for God's sake, stop taking out student loans and thinking that you're going to make all of this money at the end and that this student loan payment is going to be no big deal. Please stop doing that, because it is a big deal. And it's such a big deal that it actually affects how much home you can purchase. Okay? That is considered your loan to debt ratio. It all ties in. So, yes, go back to school, Get your nursing degree, go save some lives, but do not go into debt trying to do it. Learn from my mistakes. And if you absolutely have to take out a student loan, like how I did or didn't have to and just didn't have the resources to not do it. But if you don't want to take heed to this and you've taken out the student loans already, or maybe, you just want to take out student loans, or you're already in the place where I am, where you're paying them back and you need to take out more, take the routes that I've discussed. Go for the scholarships. Go for paying as you go. Find you a job that will pay for you to go back to school. Most nursing homes, hospitals, and things of that nature will pay for you to go back to school to be a registered nurse or an LPN. They will pay for you to go back to school. But take that route so that you are not working to pay back your student loan debt. You don't want to be bitter at the end of your journey because now you have to pay back all these loans. And I'm not saying that I'm bitter, but I'm just saying if you don't know, you could be, you know. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Happy New Year to everyone, and God bless.